Oh, here we go.
Welcome to the podcast. Today we're talking all things Lent. For those of you who are in our non-Christian Catholic crowd, Lent is the 40 days between Ash Wednesday and Easter. The color of Lent is purple. We did not get a purple tablecloth because we didn't think to get one. So Lent is generally, you typically give up one thing or you do a devotion, do something special to bring yourself closer to God. What are both of your basic thoughts on Lent? Like, what are your feelings, emotions?
Well, the whole concept of either giving something up or taking something on is to get closer to God during the time, and sort of like a New Year's resolution, something to make you better, to try to improve yourself going forward.
Yeah, I think one thing that a lot of people might misunderstand is that you're not just supposed to give something up that you like. You're supposed to give something up and then replace it with something that brings you closer to God, right? So if let's say I don't have time to pray. Something I might do for Lent is have a silent car ride, no music in the car, no podcasts. So then whenever I'm in the car, I'm praying, right? So you're not just eliminating music, you're replacing it with praying.
You should probably be praying whenever you're driving. You in particular.
I'm a great
Probably
driver.
You too. You both
focused
should.
on driving.
Yes, but then if something does happen, you're already close to the big man upstairs.
I pray and drive all the time.
Like
And
deep meditational prayer.
Yeah, like
Zoned out completely.
Closing your eyes.
complete Zen
God will
state.
guide my hands.
Hey, I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. For how much longer we're not sure.
So far, so good.
So you said you should give something up and then replace it. So what about if you just give something up? Do you think that's just unacceptable?
I think it's not the spirit, right? It matters not just that you give something up, but it's that you're getting closer to God. So if you're giving something up that will bring you closer to God, great. But if you're just giving it up and not getting any closer to God, then you're just wasting your time. Yeah. The sacrifice has to have a purpose, otherwise it's just meaningless.
Yeah, like if you're giving up candy, for example.
That can get you closer to God.
It can get you closer to God, but it's not necessarily always seen that way.
It depends on if you give up candy then Easter.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat so much candy again.
Well,
now.
there's a lot of candy around Easter, so I mean, it's
Yeah,
going to be
pretty hard.
That might be a good one, actually, because that would be pretty hard to...
And then you get a lot of candy on Easter from the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, I mean...
Who's definitely real.
Yep. Don't watch the Christmas podcast.
Wow. So, I think part of it is also you should get something up that's taking you away from God or that's distracting you. Well, if you have something like that, you should give it up. Like if you know,
you can't give up a sin because a sin you already have to give up.
But
if you have to give up something good,
like
something
a distraction,
good, but not something, and replace it with something better
or something that you enjoy, like if you play video games every day.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing.
Watching TV.
Video games is a good thing, but you need to take it out, and then you need to replace it with something better.
Control video.
Yeah, like let's say I play video games for an hour a day. I'm gonna replace that time by praying the rosary or something.
Yeah, it takes you an hour to play the rosary.
It doesn't.
7-minute rosary.
That was an example.
You're wrapped in that thing at that point.
No, I don't even say. I'm just like.
I get to play video games after this.
Wow, really devoted.
Yep.
But like, what I meant is like, you're not a sin, but like, video games is something that's not
something
bad,
that
but
you
it's
enjoy.
Distracting you. There's a million distractions. Video games, shows, movies.
It's giving up something that you enjoy doing. It's not necessarily good for
podcasting.
you.
A good way to think about it is, what's the thing you don't want to give up? And that's what you give up. Because that's probably the thing that you're most enslaved to.
I don't want to give up breathing.
Obviously.
It will bring you closer to God because you'll die.
You have to use a certain amount of rationality.
Like, I don't want to give up water.
Don't give up food, guys. Don't give up, I'm not going to leave my house.
That's really bad.
I'm not going to see my friends. Like, these are all very bad for you.
Well, Turns out you'll never guess what Dylan's giving up this year.
What?
You'll never know.
You'll never know. So another thing some people do is instead of giving something up and replacing with something, sometimes they just add something. So the general idea is I feel that's good in and of itself.
Well, you can't just add something. You always have to.
Yeah, there's always something getting taken away.
Yeah.
But so that's why you might as well say, I'm going to take away this distraction.
Yeah, so I think.
So you might as well say both so you look more holy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What the heck was that?
That's my ringtone.
That's your ringtone.
It's my mother's
That's
ringtone.
an old... So back on the subject, we were talking about just adding something and how you end up having to give something up ultimately to add something. Like you can't add a devoted 5 hours of prayer without giving up 5 hours of something else.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's only so many hours in a day. And
Yes.
as we all know, we are all incredibly busy and have no time to devote to it.
Have you guys ever tried cutting your day and turning one day into 3 days?
No, but I've heard
4 days.
I've heard about
Well,
it.
you could do 3 days too. That's my method.
Let's hear.
So,
Sounds genius.
24 hours divided by 3. It's so 24 hours divided by 3 is 8 hours, okay?
Well,
So, how I do my days is if you divide 24 by
How I do
3,
my days.
you get 8 hours, okay? So you could turn one day into 3 days. 3 8-hour days.
Sounds stupid.
No, it works really well, guys. You get so much more done. It's what I'm gonna be trying to do. So you have done 5-6 hours to be active, and then you have 2-3 hours to sleep, and then your next day starts. It's kind of like dogs, they always seem to be so happy and productive with their days, because one day for us is like 7 days for them. They make the most of every day. You can also divide your 24 hours by 7 to get dog days. Now this year is really extreme, because you're getting like...
Is this what you're taking out for Lent?
You're getting
You're changing
like...
from 3 hours, 3 days to 7.
You're getting like 3-hour days, so you're working for like 1.5, 2 hours, and you're sleeping for 1.5, 2 hours, and then waking up. So it's brutal on the body, but you'll be more joyful like a dog if you do.
What does this have to do with Lent?
This is terrible, because what about people who have trouble sleeping?
That helps you.
Just woke up, you're awake for an hour,
That's
time to
why.
go to sleep.
That's
I'm
why you
lie
want
awake
a
for an
bed
hour.
There's
over
no
time.
way that I would go to sleep. Yeah, you lie awake for an hour, then your next day would start.
What
And you
this
still
has
wouldn't
to
be able to
do.
sleep.
What this has to do about Lent is, it's a discipline. I think Lent should be a time where you try to discipline yourself. Like, you're not supposed to eat in gluttony during Lent, which is a discipline, making sure you don't eat too much.
We both looked at Bobby.
So prayer is another big part of Lent, is praying
Is it?
more. Even if you already pray a lot, I think during Lent you should try to pray more.
I don't think more is always necessary. I think you should work more on increasing the quality. Because
Ooh,
if you
that's
say,
good.
oh, I'm going to pray 2 hours a day, you're probably going to think for 2 hours a day.
When you're saying I'm going to pray 2 hours a day, does that mean you're already praying 2 hours a day? Or like you're going from like 1 hour a day to 2 hours a day? Like
Any way you say it. If
Well, it
you're,
kind
if you're
of-
dramatically increasing your prayer, the quality is probably going to lower. You have to slowly do it. If you're
You'll
1
just be
hour,
doing it to me at a time.
if your 1 hour is not already at a high level, you shouldn't increase it until you've increased your quality of prayer.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Because like your 5 hours of intensive prayer isn't going to be that intensive come hour number 2. If you went from 1 hour to 5 hours.
Come after 10 minutes at most.
Yeah.
No, but you've already been doing 1 hour of intensive prayer a day.
I have not.
I don't
You
know.
have not? Wow. Shame. Shame on you guys. Shame. So, discipline, prayer, these are all big parts of Lent. What are
For
some
sure.
other big parts of Lent that you guys feel?
Fasting.
Fasting.
Fasting is one example when you just give something up and you don't really replace it.
Like, what do you mean? Like, daily fasting?
While you fast on...
Weekly
You
fasting?
fast on
fast
Ash
on?
Wednesday, you fast on Good Friday, and then you abstain on Fridays from meat.
And you abstain from meat on
Unless
Wednesday.
it's in a sauce. Then you
What?
can eat the meat. Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot of meat sauce.
Kelvin,
Is this
that's more like a
true? That's
burger covered in
weird.
sauce. No, that is a burger in sauce.
That's a bun with sauce on it.
No. It's a bun in sauce.
That's a really fun fact.
You can eat fish
Well,
too.
It's meant to be like,
Steak.
I bought this sauce and it's got meat juice in it. Okay, you could still eat it.
Oh, so you
What if it
can't
has
eat.
So
chunks
it's
of meat
not-
in it?
Then you probably shouldn't eat it.
Okay, I thought that's what you meant by
That's
meat
what
sauce.
sounded like.
You
There
have
goes
to
my
use-
burger plan.
You have to. It's not about following the rules. It's about making sacrifices. So if you're looking for, I can eat.
I was gonna have
and
this
it doesn't
burger. I'll just
technically
chop it
count.
up and put it in sauce.
Or like, I'm gonna go to this buffet and eat a bunch of fish. Like, it's probably not. Or you're like,
God didn't see me going this way.
like, fooled you, God.
Friday fish fry, best day of the week.
Lent is all about fooling God, tricking him.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's April Fools.
God, I know I said that I would pray for 2 hours a day, but you
Psych.
can pray while you do things, and that still counts as
You're
prayer.
praying as driving.
Your actions can become prayer, which is true, but it's not what.
But in the context of trying to outsmart God, probably not the best way
Probably
to
not
go.
the way to go.
So we learned the Lent is about outsmarting God. We talked about things to give up. I was wondering, what are y'all doing for Lent? Like, to inspire our audience, what are you doing for Lent, Bobby? What are your goals, accomplishments, things you want to achieve?
Going to.
He has no clue. Oh, wow.
Wow.
I am going to.
Pulling out all the meat sauce fun facts, but you got no clue.
Well, I just have so many things, it takes me a minute to get
Comes to
them.
mind?
I'm going to do silent car rides. No music
Smoking?
that doesn't
Oh.
bring me closer to God.
No
Wake up at
smoking,
5 o'clock every day.
No drinking.
Still, not really. Actually, I'm not going to change that. That's what I already do. And give up chess.
Ooh.
Online chess, not real chess.
There's a difference.
I think that was it.
Chess. Silent car rides, that's a good one. No music that doesn't bring you closer to God.
So that'll be no music for you.
No, I listen to like movie soundtracks and stuff.
What movies?
While I work. It's good for focus. Because if you're listening to real music.
So is listening to the Godfather soundtrack really bring you closer to God?
I was listening to Batman soundtrack today.
Which one?
Dark Knight.
That's one of the best
It's the
movies
best
ever.
one.
I like the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtracks a lot for
Oh, yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the better movies out there.
I'm saving The Godfather for when I got something really hard to do.
Brian, what are you doing for Lent?
Well, I'm gonna start trying to pray the rosary a couple times a week, at least once, other than at adoration. I'm gonna try to go to adoration every week. I've been started doing that. I skipped once when I was sick, but that doesn't.
Okay.
Calvin, what are you doing for Lent?
So for Lent, I pray daily, but it's kind of irrex, correct, not the best prayer. So I'm gonna try to set a time every day that I'm gonna pray for X amount of time, probably 20, 30 minutes.
2 hours.
Nope. Good, solid prayer. I'm gonna try not to eat as many foods that aren't that great for you. I'm gonna try to cut things that are just not good.
I'm gonna cut some things that are maybe
desserts,
not good.
unnecessary desserts.
When's it
Only when it's
necessary?
necessary.
Well, sometimes, okay. At part.
Say your grandmother makes a pie. She's very proud of it.
Yeah,
You don't
if your
want my
grandmother's giving you food,
Would your grandmother not understand?
she would not understand. No, she would.
No, Grandma, I don't want your nasty pie. I gave it up for Lent.
That's exactly what I would
There
say.
you go.
Just like that.
Just like that, just with that weird little snicker in his voice,
Yeah.
like he's a rat.
Yeah, thank you.
The other thing is snacking. Everyone says I snack too much.
You're the king of snack.
Who said that?
Brayden, Dylan, my mom. My mom says it just about daily.
You don't live with them, so you don't see
Okay.
I
it. It
snack
affects everyone.
What do you snack on?
Anything.
pretzels, chips, chocolate graham crackers, chocolate chips, salsa, chips,
Just drinks it from the bottle.
Yeah.
cheese.
Oh, yeah.
What else? There's
Cheese?
cheese.
You just eat it by itself?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice. It's really good cheese. So I'm gonna try to give that up too. Prayer.
Not try, do.
Do.
He's
Try
gonna
is
give up
for
all
cowards.
those things except for chips.
Better prayer, more concentrated, timely prayer, snacking, And maybe, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this, but maybe even weekly confession. I'm not sure if my mom will let me do that, but I'm not sure, like, if in our area when there's times. I'm not going to ask the priest after every mass like some
There
people
don't
do.
seem to be that many.
No. But we'll see.
They like it.
I'm going to try it, and also another issue for me is time. Like, most places do it on Saturday. I'm gone, like, all Saturday
You can
morning.
call the priest and schedule appointments.
Really?
They love it.
We'll see.
You have no excuse.
Some people here are really ruining my excuses. This is going to be a great one, guys.
And if you don't have it in one church, like your one church is like, oh, we can't schedule it. There's more churches.
How nice.
Excuses are for loose scissors.
Oh.
What was that? Word of the day.
Lucifers.
Lucifers?
It's kind of like Lucifers, you know. Losers who make excuses.
That's
Exactly.
beautiful. So, I really hope this video has inspired all of our viewers out there to do more with their Lent, more for their Lent. Because Lent is a time about self-betterment and getting yourself closer to God. Being the person God wants you to be.